Hi, I'm Jimmy Lick from Drill Riders TV Productions, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a professional poster in Photoshop. I'm going to be making a cell phone ad in Photoshop. So I just have the T-Mobile Galaxy phone, and I'm going to make a new layer or new image. First thing I'm going to do is actually duplicate the T-Mobile phone onto the new image, and then we'll work with that. So we go to duplicate, and then document, we'll go to untitled 1, and next step we're going to do is actually resize this image because it's just a little too big. So we'll actually bring this down. You can see how large it is. That looks like a pretty good size. Enter that. The next thing we need to do is take out the white background that came with the image that we got off the internet. So I'm going to be using the magic wand tool, just selecting the white pixels and pressing delete. It's pretty simple. Next thing we need to do is cut out the other part of the cell phone because we don't need that anymore. So we'll just take the crop tool, or not the crop tool, the next thing we're going to do is take the rectangle marquee tool and just highlight the back image of the T-Mobile. We'll say layer via cut, and that takes that out. So we'll take that layer off and delete it because we don't need it anymore. Now I'll bring the background back on. I'll take my cell phone, I'll place it where I need it, and next thing I want to do is actually just crop the whole image down to the size of the poster that I want. So this is a little too wide for me, so I'll actually crop this out, bring it back out a little bit more, and crop. One thing you're going to see a lot in professional posters when they're doing an advertisement is actually making a reflection of the image that they're producing or they want to show off. So I'm just going to make a very simple reflection here by duplicating the cell phone, and on this I'm going to press Ctrl T to rotate it 180 degrees, press enter, and I'm just going to bring this image down right below it. Now with that I'm going to turn down the opacity so it looks like a reflection on glass. Bring it down to probably about 30%. That looks good right there. I'm also going to duplicate my background and just fill that in with black, make the background black. It just gives it a little bit more contrast. You can really see the phone this way. Now what we're going to do is kind of just spice up the image a little bit. It looks a little dull, so I'm going to add some, a paintbrush on top of that and just scatter the paintbrushes all around. So we'll add a new layer. Take our paintbrush tool and we'll go into the brush's properties, and I'm going to turn on my color dynamics and scattering. And what this does is I don't have to paint all of the brushes themselves. I can just hold down and it'll scatter my brushes for me. So I'm going to make my brush size really small, and I'm going to change my colors to a pink and a brighter pink. Like so. And I'll probably just make a spiral kind of going around the phone there. And now with the masking tool we can take away all the pixels that are in front of the cell phone. So that'll kind of be our next step, is just to kind of get rid of all those so you can still see the original cell phone. But make sure that you go back to your brushes and take off those selections that we had on there. And we're just going to mask those out. The reason I use masks is because if I ever want to add them back in, it's very simple to do so. instead of erasing the image and then you'd have to recreate it. Looks pretty good. Just take some of these on the outside off. And then the reflection. The last thing that I'm going to add is a text layer, because most of the ads you always see the brand name in there. So we'll kind of recreate that by saying T-Mobile. We'll bring up this text in size and then just move it around. I'm going to change the color to a little darker purple because that's what their logo is. There we go. And the last thing I'm going to add is the actual name of the phone. So it's a Galaxy, so I'll add one more text layer and say the new Galaxy. Making this a different color to white. Next thing I'll do is just scale this down just so it fits underneath T-Mobile. There we go. And take the move tool and just move that right up underneath there. So that's about it. That's all you need to do. Each poster is going to be different, but this kind of gives you an idea of the main elements that you want to fit into a professional poster. Last thing you want to do is go to File, Save As, and resave your document. That's pretty much it. I'm Jimmy Lick from Draw Writers TV Productions. Thank you for watching.